Welcome to this video tutorial for My Yesterday. In this session, we're going to go through the story generator. That's the section of the system that produces personalized text about your honoree based upon the information and facts that you've seeded into the system. Additionally, you can modify text and add any customized text that you would like in a Microsoft Word type interface. And then we also provide a library of thousands of personalized text based upon your loved one's hobbies, occupation, family traditions, etc., that you can browse through and select to add to your story. So let's begin. We're going to log onto the system with the account that the funeral home has provided us with. And we're brought to the main menu. If we'd been using the site previously and had left off in another section of the system, when logging on, it would bring us back to that section. To get back to the main menu, just click the My Yesterday Builder link here at the top. So we're going to access the story generator here in step 2. So we're going to go ahead and select that. And if we've been to this interface before, it's going to return us to where we left off. However, if this is the first time you've accessed this part of the software, you'll be presented with a link to a tutorial video that you can go through, some information about the process, and you'd be able to select which chapters you want to include. So that interface would look like this, which we can access at any time again by hitting that Add Remove Chapters. So here we can select, do we want a main chapter on younger years, adult years, later years, and we can select or deselect any ones of those we see fit. And additionally, we can decide which decade fits the best as far as when did the honoree grow up. So if they were born in, say, 1945, well, they might have considered they grew up in the 50s because they were so young in the 40s. So we'll go ahead and select the 50s. And then by hitting next question, it's going to bring us back to that to-do list with each chapter highlighted. So we can quickly see with the checkboxes and the flags things that have not yet been finished versus things that are complete. But let's go and look at this preface section just so we have a look. And here we can see it does present us with the text editing interface. Anytime you see this interface, there's a number of different utilities you can use. And up here in the legend, it's going to explain each one. So the green pencil right here allows me to edit text. So by clicking that, I'm brought up with just like a Microsoft Word type interface, and we can make any changes that we would like, add additional sentences, modify it in any way we see fit. And we can see how many characters we've used versus how many characters we have left in this paragraph. When we're happy with it, we go ahead and hit save. If we had multiple paragraphs in a section, we can move paragraphs up and down, swap the order of them if you will. This icon will allow us to browse other system-generated text that's an alternative text to what we're looking at. So if we're not very happy with this particular preface paragraph, we can go ahead and hit the swap text icon, and we can see additional options that we have. So say we like this one better. It fits our writing style and our honorees' life better. We'll go ahead and hit swap text, and our paragraph's been replaced with the one that we selected. When we're done with a section, we're going to make sure that we check this box down here to say that it's complete so we can clear off our checklist as we move through the process. And we go ahead and hit next topic. On this, you're going to see this notice pop up that just says, we noticed you didn't add any additional content. It's just giving you a warning saying you might want to browse what's available. We'll get into that more in a little bit here. So we'll move on for now. So now that the preface is done, we're going to move into younger years. And the process is going to start by asking us a series of a couple questions just to gain understanding about who the loved one was. So here it's just saying, would we like to include younger years? We're going to say yes. Ask question, what was his favorite childhood holiday? So we'll answer Christmas. Which of the following best describes our loved one's household growing up? And we'll say fun. And what chores, if any, was John responsible for growing up? And we'll say he had to shovel the snow, wash the cars, and do yard work. So based upon the information it knew and the questions that we answered, it started with a very lightweight intro to his family life in younger years. Like I said, we can go through here and look at all the paragraphs, edit any one, move them up and down, or remove it totally. And now the real power in the question is we can go ahead and hit the Add Content button. So now once we hit Add Content, we're brought to a library about the topic we're looking at. So let's just say they had a lot of Christmas traditions that were interesting. So we're going to click on Holiday Traditions. We'll click on Christmas. And here we're going to see a summary of what the paragraph is and then the personalized paragraph that's tailored to our honoree. So we can see there's one about cutting down a Christmas tree, decorating the tree, Christmas ornaments, needing to have a train under the tree, etc. So once we find one that we like, we're going to go ahead and add it to the story. It tells us that it did in fact add it. And now that paragraph's going to be at the bottom. Well, I'm going to want to tie that next to this Christmas paragraph that we already put in slot 2. So I'm simply going to click the up arrow until it's in slot 3. And now my Christmas paragraphs are next to each other, one after another. I could do that again and add additional content. So let's say we wanted to do something about physical features in the family. And another important note is even if you don't find an entry in the library that's exactly what you're looking for, browsing through it gives you a lot of great ideas of things that you could add to the story yourself. We always say, even if you are a great writer, it's always better to start with something on a page than looking at a blank screen. So use these to get inspiration and tailor them to meet your specific needs. So we'll add this one about their hairstyle. And now once we're happy, we're saying, okay, this paragraph or this entire sub-chapter looks okay. We're going to check here to say it's complete. We'll move on to the next topic. And we have to answer some questions about grade school. What was their favorite subject? We'll say math. And how would they describe the loved one as a student? And what was John's favorite thing about summer vacation? We'll say playing outside. And now that process just repeats. It generated system-generated personalized text that we can now edit, modify, add to, add additional content, etc. What we would do is just repeat the same process until we're done with all the various chapters. So just clicking through here, you can see that we have adult years, later years, and then a conclusion paragraph. We can click on any specific subject to jump directly to that. It's going to remember our questions, but we can always modify them if need be. And like I said, just remember to check there to mark things as complete so you know what you have completed and what you haven't. Once we're happy with all of our text and we've got green check boxes throughout, we can click on this Preview All Topic text. This will just generate all the chapters and subchapters and allow us to read it just to make sure we don't have any typos, we're not missing anything, etc. So it's a good way just to proofread your story. Here we can go ahead and invite others to help with our story. By doing that, anyone that's been assigned access to our story in the system, we can see here and just simply add them via email address. And what happens is they get an invitation email sent to them, and now they're able to add content to the story that we can use in our storybooks down the line. You as the story owner will have final editing say. So anything that they contribute, you would have the ability or the opportunity to review it, edit it, and then decide to include it or not include it in the story. But we can add as many people as we want to help in the process of gathering all this content. When we're done with this, we're ready to go on and generate our storybooks and other features of My Yesterday. Hope you found this tutorial informative. Let us know if you have any questions or problems, and we encourage you to watch our other tutorial videos on our YouTube channel. Thank you.